Hello, my viewers out there. Welcome. Yeah, and this is where we bring to you engaging voices, inspiring voices out there to help us learn and educate ourselves on everything that is happening around us. And today I am Alfred, your host, and I have a very interesting and inspiring guest here with me on the messenger today. That is none other than Mr. Emilio Odongo. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, Alfred, and viewers out there. I'm Otuwicheke, and good evening.
Good evening. Today, my dear viewers, we are going to have a very interesting topic, and that is environmental conservation for socio-economic transformation of Greater Nebbi.
Yes.
So this is something that touches not only Greater Nebbi but West Nile and Northern Uganda at large. So if you are out there and you are viewing this topic, please make sure you share it out there to the people that need to hear it. And Mr. Emilio Odongo is our expert on the environment, and he is going to take us through the whole process with us here on the messenger. So Mr. Emilio, I know I introduced you earlier, but you could also now introduce yourself officially to the people.
Yeah, some people may be catching a glimpse of me for the first time.
I understand.
So it is important to start from first principles. My name is Emilio Odongo Watum. I am a son of Nebbi. My local government, lower local government is Nyaravurangal Town Council. And currently I am the president of the Forum for Development of Greater Nebbi. But I also do work for government of Uganda. I work at the National Environment Management Authority as a senior environment assessment officer in charge of social safeguards. But today on the messenger, I'm not speaking on behalf of the government entity I work for. Here I come to be a messenger for the community as an ordinary member of the community who has expertise in managing the environment in which we live. So the topic is basically how to harness the environment we live in for socio-economic transformation.
Okay. So
yes.
Since we are talking about the environment, a number of people do understand what the environment means, but they may not understand it fully. So let us start with understanding the environment. Okay. To begin with, could you explain environmental conservation and why it matters to the people of Greater Nebbi?
Okay. You know, what we do for our livelihood is all anchored on land.
True.
And when we go to the scriptures, from the beginning God created the world. In the book of Genesis, there was the Garden of Eden.
True.
That had everything.
Yeah, it had everything.
And there was peace.
And it was perfect.
But when God added the human being into it, issues started immediately.
Yeah, that is very true.
We have issues from the time of the Garden of Eden. But the issue is that the environment is the totality of what we live in.
True.
We have the physical environment, we have water, soil, the air, those are components of the environment. And then we have the social component of the environment that has the human component. Without the human presence in the environment, we may not be struggling with issues of conservation, because in the natural setting there is a balancing act.
Okay.
When a life of a tree starts, it grows, it fruits, it ages, and it dies. And that is the normal life cycle of every organism that God has created. Now, conservation is a term that describes how we utilize the natural resources around us to make a living, but still
keep
not
it around.
Yeah, but not to destroy them. We need to use them in moderation. Now, the moderation is what we call sustainable development.
Okay.
Development that takes care of us who are now in the current generation and the generation which is still to come.
Okay.
So that is why we have environment conservation. And when we talk about the economic activities around us, we have agriculture,
True.
which is our source of food.
True.
We have fishing in the waters, which is also a source of food.
True.
We have transport infrastructure, roads, airports, which are also on the ground.
True.
We have the gazetted national parks, game reserves, forest reserves, and all these. Now, these are in ecosystems which they have their use, and it is what sustains our livelihood as human beings.
Okay.
So when you over-exploit, we run into problems.
True.
We have been struggling with the conservation of wetlands across the country because they are the lungs of the earth. So they keep the system breathing. So this is why we are saying at individual level, you have an obligation to ensure that you keep the environment around you safe and clean. As a country, there is even a statutory provision. The Constitution of Uganda says in Article 39, every Ugandan, me and you and all others, have a right.
You who is viewing out there.
You have a right to a clean and a healthy environment. Now, that starts from your household. How do you keep your compound clean and healthy? How do you make sure that you don't have sharp objects that can injure even young people in the compound? That is the definition of environment conservation, environment protection. So it's all around us, and it is not somebody's job. That is what we need to understand.
It is our own job because it is our environment.
Absolutely.
So I have this question.
Yes.
Many people tend to confuse environment conservation as simply planting trees. What's your take on that?
Now, planting trees is just one of the measures. And why tree planting is very significant is because our lives, trees are the biggest source of our oxygen. Did you know that?
True.
So we learned about photosynthesis. Do you remember in your primary? What is photosynthesis?
Yes.
It's a process through which green plants make their food, and in the process they attract carbon dioxide and
release for us oxygen, which we now later use in inspiration.
So do you know how long you can live without breathing?
I'm not really sure how long I can live without breathing, but I don't think I can.
Not more than 4 minutes. You'll be dead. So you can see the significance of the trees as our biggest source of oxygen, our biggest source of life.
So we need them.
So that is why their protection is very significant. It symbolizes life.
True.
And again, when we look at the source of energy we use for cooking, by statistics, 99.9% almost of all our households use wood material or biomass. Now, the biggest source of biomass are these trees.
True.
When you remember how you grew up in the village, the issue is all the food that you ate was being cooked in the kitchen with the source of energy as
firewood.
Now, other than firewood, now we have gone into charcoal. We have got into briquettes. Now, because of population pressure, the wood cover, the forest cover in this country has been drastically going down.
That is true.
And that is why we are saying, if we don't up our game to plant more trees, we shall run out of oxygen.
Actually, when you're talking about planting trees, it brings my head back to, there is a forest. There is actually a hill in Zombo district that is called Osi. I don't know if you know about it.
Of course.
That whole hill was covered with trees. Pine. You would not see any you would not even see anything else there but trees. But then of late, I passed by a few months ago and they're all gone.
Yes, like I told you, there's economic pressure. There is pressure on from the increasing population. That is our concern as a people, and that is one of the key issues I want us to talk about in this session. as the messenger of the day.
Okay.
We need to put efforts to ensure that we increase on the green cover, the tree cover, to replace the trees that have been cut. And these trees are cut for charcoal production, they are cut for timber, they are cut for firewood, because there are some investments that require firewood to fire them, to heat up the system. So we need to know that the natural setting is reducing. And as we have this opportunity, we have land available. If I may ask, do you have some trees you have planted that you say are your trees?
Yes, I do.
How many and where are they?
There are 500 in Zeo, my original home. Yes.
Right, that's good. So there are 500.
There are 500
How old
trees. They are 6 years.
Oh, good.
Yes.
What variety?
I have eucalyptus.
Okay.
Yes.
Fine. So there are now 6 years.
6 years, yes.
In another 5 years, you have something very great to your name.
True.
Now, what we are talking about when we say how can we harness the environment around us for socio-economic transformation, we have very many sectors.
Maybe before we go there,
yes.
Let's talk about some environmental challenges in Greater Nebbi. We talk about the challenges and then we talk about how we tackle the challenges. Okay, so what are some of the major environmental challenges affecting Greater Nebbi today, according to what you have seen?
Indiscriminate tree cutting. When you start from Wadlai to Kango, you find when you do a time series of the vegetation cover, you find the tree cover loss is immense. And on the road, you'll see bags of charcoal being transported. You'll see bicycles loaded with the firewood, all moving to the market across the sub-region.
True. So
that has a lot of effect on the environment. So indiscriminate tree cutting is challenge number one.
Okay.
Number two is the issue around pollution. We have, you may think pollution is only from chemical sources and whatever, but we do a lot of open burning.
That is true.
Agriculture has a lot of activities about opening land, clearing the land, and then planting the seeds.
True.
Now, many times our farmers have this mindset that it is quicker to burn the grass, to burn the trees, and create space for agriculture.
Yes.
It is an action in futility. When the technical people, extension workers say, please keep the grass for mulching your garden. For us, we disregard the...
Because I think according to my agriculture, we need some micro-living organisms in the soil.
Correct.
In order to facilitate the growth of our crops.
That's right.
But now by burning them, are you not burning the microorganisms? So how are your plants going to grow?
Exactly. So now we see productivity of our crops reducing every year. And we keep wondering, with our mates. They say, Alfred is my neighbor. He's the one,
Exactly.
This is how we start to lose it. So these are the issues we need. In this message, I'm saying, let us reset. So that is one of the issues of burning of the grass cover, and the burning, it reduces a lot of carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide into the environment. So that is something we are struggling with as a community.
True.
Now, another thing is also related to the pollution, the way we cook in our kitchens. We use firewood, we use charcoal, and as I mentioned earlier on, our sisters and mothers who spend more time in the kitchen have issues of respiratory tract infection.
True.
As a result of this smoke that they interface with all the time.
That is very true.
It is a public health concern. And when you go to the hospitals and the health centers, you find on the top 5 medical conditions that are treated, respiratory tract infection is up there.
Yeah.
So these are some of the challenges from the environment we live in.
Okay.
And another key challenge we have in the environment is the issue of wetland degradation.
Okay.
We have issues with wetlands, which I mentioned earlier on, are lungs of the earth. So, and we have been saying it. Okay, Zawami dry season, we do cultivation in the Jogo and the likes.
Okay.
Yes, the issue is how are you doing this cultivation?
True.
Because the processes or methods of cultivation that we should adopt. The guys in agriculture will tell us there is a water conservation.
Maybe to stop you there, I have a comment from Chotembo Colin, who is saying environmental conservation is a very aspect of life.
Yes.
When I was young, we used to have OC forest, which helped us so much with herbs. Yes, with herbs, herbal medicine, and today those herbs are nowhere to be seen. That is very true. So Chotembo, that is actually a very good observation. Yes. It is true. I actually just mentioned OC right now. You understand? So those are some of the challenges that we are facing into our environment. And you who is viewing out there, what are you going to do about it? And if you do not know what to do about it, we have a messenger who is the expert in the environmental field, who is going to take you through on how to conserve your environment.
Exactly.
So maybe to move on to the next, let's talk about conservation as a driver of social transformation, right?
Correct.
How can environmental conservation transform Greater Nebbi socially and economically?
Now, when I want to answer this from the
So let us solve that problem, that challenge actually right now. How can the farmers out there who leave their livestock to roam around, especially in the dry seasons, looking for what to eat, which end up destroying these seedlings, these crops, how can they improve, or how can they abolish that system that they are using in order to improve on our environment? Because now if the goats, if the cows are eating the trees, the seedlings, okay, we shall not have fruits in the next 5 years. We shall not have trees to give us oxygen in the next 5 years. You understand? So how can we improve on that?
It starts with this conversation. You know, we have a mindset which is controlled by three things I keep talking to. We have stereotypes, we have biases, we have conditioning around us.
True, that is very true.
That keep holding us from doing things that would improve our lives. People will say, when you plant a mango now, ichama wene. Now, if our grandfathers and parents had that mindset, would you find the mango that is in your compound where Jaja is right now?
We wouldn't. We actually have a mango tree there that really serves us a lot.
So now you find some people's compounds don't have these mango trees.
True.
And the children from those families are coming to scramble when it is fruiting time.
From other people's trees.
And these days we have varieties that start fruiting 2 years, 3 years. Now this is where the mindset has to start shifting from. You young people, you are the drivers of the transformation we are talking about. If we look at the population of Greater Nebbi now is about 1,150,000 people, based on the UBOS result of the last census 2024.
Okay.
You young people are the majority. But the question is, how are you looking at your future? How do you relate with the generation who are older than you to listen and see how we can change these issues around us? So this conversation, I want us to take it a notch higher. The issue of the livestock moving around to destroy what we plant is something we have to address. It starts with the understanding that actually these goats and cows lose more energy when they walk long distances looking for grass
instead of building on themselves.
Now the best thing is to look around how we can zone our community land and say this is a land for grazing. Now let us have pasture planted, because now we have a lot of research done on pastures that can support livestock.
And actually you can even conserve them during the dry season.
Exactly. You can grow them, process them, do value addition and make silage. Actually, I want
silage. That was agriculture. I remember that.
I want you to take note of this. we're expecting rains in the second season to return this month, or by July this month. July this time, the rain should be coming back.
True.
I am a very great promoter of super napier grass, which is a very nutritious grass variety for livestock. And I'm waiting for the rains to return and issue planting materials for those who are interested, because that is where you can make silage from. You cut the grass, you chop it and ferment it. There's a procedure that the guys in agriculture always go through.
Yes.
Now, this is grass material that you can use. You stock it, and you feed it to your cows when it is the so-called dry season. So these are the mindset change strategies that we need to, you and me, who understand what it means.
True.
To do the needful and reverse the trend.
So to us, the viewers out there, you have had the expert on the environment say to him by himself that we can actually transform our environment. We can actually stop our animals from roaming around and eating our seedlings and our crops, and that is by planting this pasture for the animals, and then we process them into silage. And he has said when the rain returns, he is going to provide you with planting materials to process this grass, and then you make it into silage, which your animals can actually eat during the dry season. So you can reach out to him here on the messenger, either on YouTube, on Facebook, on TikTok, or Instagram, or if you have his personal contacts as well, you can reach to him on that. So let's talk about the call to action about these great challenges that we are facing on the environment as Greater Nebbi.
Yes.
What practical actions can every listener start taking today to change our environment?
Number one, seek knowledge. The reason we are saying meet the messenger is to bridge the knowledge gap. Many times we act on rumors. I'll ask you, do you planted your trees in War, Zeu?
In Zeu.
Do you know the current production officer of Zeu sub-county?
I actually don't.
Now let's get closer to the lower local government administrative units. Government of Uganda has an extension worker in every sub-county where we are. Right now we have 41 lower local governments in Greater Nebbi.
Okay.
Pakwach has 10, Nebbi has 16, Zombo has 15. All these local governments, lower local governments that we call sub-counties or town councils, they have production units. These are the people we should befriend, because it is in the agricultural sector that you have tax-free products. Nobody tax you when somebody has come to buy you a cassava from the garden. Now we have this ethanol factory by Oyoma General Stores in Parombo. It requires 60 metric tons of cassava every day.
Every day.
And we are sleeping here. We are saying we don't have money, but there's money. Cassava varieties these days mature in 9 months.
True.
So this is what we are telling everybody who is caring to listen out there. Let us not sleep. There's money on the soil. The environment is around. God has given it to us. Let us not destroy it. Let us use it optimally and ensure that we get what we deserve, and also keep it safe. So the knowledge gap, bridging the knowledge gap is number one. Call to action. Number two is there are many government programs that support productivity, socio-economic transformation. I'll tell you again, you young people, you want to live in the air, kind of. You don't want to be on the ground. When you are called for meetings at the sub-county, do you remember when you attended a meeting at the sub-county?
No. Yeah. Not really.
Government has programs to support socio-economic transformation on the soil, in the environment that is around us. So we need to be alert. Right now, NUSAFO program is coming up under Office of the Prime Minister, Northern Uganda. This is the financial year which has started. A lot of financing for micro enterprises is coming up. So let us wake up, get to your community development officer, and ask how far with the NUSAF. We have been told by the messenger Emilio that NUSAF is coming. How far? So let us be proactive. Let's get to the service coordinating points and get information. That's number 2. Number 3, let us not wait for external people to come and do things for us.
True.
Let us not keep admiring neighbors. When a neighbor has a nice compound, take time and go and ask, how did you
design yours?
Who did it for you?
How does your compound look like this?
Exactly.
Ask for the ideas.
So these are things we need to adopt if we are to change the narrative in motherland. Let us seek information. Let's avoid rumors. Let us act so that we don't remain behind.
Okay.
So there's a lot of opportunity that we just need to ask the right questions at the right time, and then we move forward.
Okay.
Yes.
So to our viewers out there, you have heard Mr. Emilio Odongo, the expert on the environment, how he has answered the call to action. Take action in your own hands, my people of Greater Nebbi, that is Pakwach, Nebbi and Zumbo. Let us take action in our own hands in order to conserve our environment and transform it into socially and economically, and we make it benefit us. We have a lot of resources around us. We have a lot of resources in the soil that we work on, in the soil that we cultivate. The only thing that we lack are the resources and the knowledge which the messenger is here to give you. And this is not the only episode that would actually feature on the messenger. We have a variety of episodes that will follow after this, and we have an episode that has actually come out before this. So every first Sunday of the month we shall always be here on the messenger, bringing you different experts on how to improve our lives. So Mr. Emilio, as time is catching us, could you give out a final message on the environment to our people of Greater Nebbi?
The final message I want to give to our people out there is that God has created the natural environment from which we should eke our livelihood. We don't need to destroy it. We need to conserve it. It is our duty at individual level, at community level, sub-regional level, national level, at the global stage. We are at duty to ensure that we conserve the environment. Our lives depend on the natural environment around us. So don't wait for tomorrow. Start today. When you want to secure the future of your children, plant some 10 trees now. And in 1-2 years, these fruit trees will be already bearing fruits. And that is already revenue that will ensure that you don't struggle with fees. You young people who are planning to start families, start by planting some trees, fruit trees. There is a market everywhere. We have fruit factories across the country looking for fruits. So let us start now. Let's not postpone. The perennial crops like coffee, like cocoa are also being promoted. We were told that some of these crops were not for us, but times have changed.
True.
20 years ago we didn't have social media. Now
everybody has
data and they get live information. Like now we are streaming, everybody's following.
True.
The diaspora, in our villages, in the capital city here. Now this is socio-economic transformation. We don't need to lose track. We don't need to lose time. So let us be proactive and seek information so that we get to the stage and we become part of the money economy. President Yoweri Museveni has been struggling with the 39% who are outside the money economy. There's
True.
PDM, there's youth livelihood, there's women support funds, Emioga. The list is long, but the question is, are we doing it the right way? Other sub-regions are making good use. How about us? So let's get into introspection and do analysis and see how we get better.
Thank you so much, Mr. Emilio, for being with us here on The Messenger and for sharing your knowledge and practical insights. It has been enlightening session with you. And to my listeners and to my viewers out there, remember that environmental conservation begins with you. Okay, every tree planted, every litter properly disposed of, okay, is a step towards conserving our environment. And for the land of Greater Nebbi to be perfect. We can actually make our environment a source of income for us. And thank you for tuning in into The Messenger. This has been a wonderful session with me, Alfred, as your host. See you on the next episode, and don't forget to follow us on our social media platforms. Subscribe on our YouTube channels. We have accounts on every social media platform, that is Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, and of course YouTube. So if anybody that you would actually wish to have enjoyed this session with you has missed, we are going to post this section later on our social media handles, and you can refer them there. Catch you on the next episode. Bye bye.
Ciao.